All right. Well, hold on. Turn this up. There we go. What was that?
The old man grunt.
I do that too. We didn't do anything yesterday.
Nothing?
Uh-uh.
No show at all?
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Today? Almost.
What's the topic for today?
Coffee. You brought coffee.
I brought coffee.
That's the topic for today. That it is.
Well, then we should have two topics because I brought two coffees.
Two coffees. This is why I hate January. This is my least favorite month out of all.
Is it?
The weather. Can't stand it.
Yeah.
And every day is just gray.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that seems to stand out and go, I'm January. I'm happy and good to see you. And it's I don't like it.
Do you suffer from seasonal affective disorder?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I know people that do.
Mm-hmm. My wife does.
Does she? Okay. But and I say that, but it's not really like it's never been diagnosed with somebody else that I know, a couple people. But you would think that it might, but no, I don't. I mean, I look forward to, a sunny day.
Yep.
But January is just typically gray. And February too, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But always January. It's just dull and it's like a knife that won't cut through butter. I don't know.
January is kind of like my hair. As the years go by, it gets grayer and grayer.
Mine too. How was your week?
It was quiet.
Was it?
Yeah, it was really quiet, which is nice because I got filming tomorrow, so I was able to get everything prepped and ready to go. So.
Now, what are you doing tomorrow?
We're shooting the last scene of White Rabbit Asylum.
Okay.
The rock anthology movie.
You had said what the plot was on that. Can you tell us again?
Well, the writer wrote a full-length feature film, but as a proof of concept, they decided to take four of the scenes from the entire movie and kind of splice them together. And it's just about a 70s, big hair rock band that's moving to the top.
I like the name.
White
Rabbit Asylum.
That's the name of the band. All the songs are original songs that the writer of the screenplay actually wrote. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And they're pretty decent songs too.
Yeah. So they don't really suck all that much.
No.
Okay, that's good. Now how many films have you put out? Because you have put out a lot in the last year.
Yeah.
Like at first it was Platinum Gear Productions. That's how you started with two other gentlemen.
Yep. And then March 1st we rolled out and moved into Outtake Pictures.
Okay. And so how many when you were Platinum,
yep,
how many pictures did you put out? One or two?
You could argue probably 3 or 4.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But since then, I mean, we've put out 8 short films as Outtake Pictures, and we've got another one that we're filming next Saturday, and then we've got another one or another 2 that are in the works.
What about now? These are short films now. You have a bunch of full length motion pictures that you've written, but nothing's happened as far as production yet.
Right. And the thing with that, of course, is small films, small budget, big films, big budget. So the one that I'm pushing for, First Comes Death, is a crime thriller. So the budget isn't nearly as big because there's no special effects, there's no costumes, it's everyday wear, and so it's easier. I'm in the process of getting an agent, so that will help push the film.
Yep.
And I've got a production company from Australia looking at it right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Now, what is a production company in Australia going to do?
They're going to buy the script from me.
Oh, okay.
And then make the movie themselves.
Okay. Now, how does that work in the film industry? I mean, is it something like when you sell a script, you just like, Okay, thanks for the $50. Have a good day. And or are there other things that come along with it, like royalties or
Sure, it depends. That's why you have an agent,
okay,
because the agent makes sure that you get the best bang for the buck. Typically, a screenplay writer makes 2 to 5% of total budget.
okay,
So if a total budget for something is, $100,000, then $2 to 5,000 is what you typically make.
okay.
But then you got to look at royalties. You got to look at residuals, and
Residuals, yeah, it would probably the bigger one, would it not?
yeah. So it all depends. TV series, for instance,
Merchandise.
writers of TV series don't make nearly as much as created by uh, writers.
Mhm.
So, for instance, I always talk about him, Taylor Sheridan. If you watch the opening credits for any of his shows, it says created by Taylor Sheridan, which means he makes a lot more money than if he wrote an episode.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So that's what I always aim for. If I'm doing a TV series, I want created by. If I do a movie, I want as high in those percentages as I can.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, more money.
so you, so the first one you want to do is First Comes Death is which
Yep.
one you wrote. Okay.
Right.
Now what is that about?
That's about a serial killer that convinces teenagers to commit suicide.
Okay.
Yep. He
It's kind of dark,
he
Chris.
manipulates them in such a way as
It's a little
they
dark.
feel like there's nothing left and they commit suicide. And the key,
And if they don't, he just does it. He helps them out or what?
don't know.
Oh.
You'll have to watch the movie, Mike.
Oh, come on. Come on. But the movie's not there yet.
Right. And the whole key to it is the title, First Comes Death.
Mm.
When the kids decide that they're going to end their lives, they write a note, of course. And the recurring theme is each one of them has the Latin phrase, First Comes Death, in their suicide notes. And that's
Really?
how the detective finally catches on and starts the hunt.
How many people in the entire movie? You said there's not a lot of special effects and that kind
Right.
of stuff. So it's basically just story.
Yeah. So there's 1, 2, 3. You could argue 4, 5. I mean, there's 3 main characters, and then there's supporting actors, probably 10 supporting actors.
So don't you do it?
Somebody got $50,000.
Really, it would be that.
Yeah.
It would be that much.
And that's small budget. That's really small
Yeah.
budget.
Okay. I thought is there like I know you had said something like it's like on a script it's like a page a minute.
Right. Yeah.
Of-
So
of-
100 pages would run out to 100 minutes.
Okay.
Rule of thumb. I mean, it doesn't necessarily work out that way, but rule of thumb, typically it's a page a minute.
Now does that equate to the same thing like for a budget? Like so much per page is
Nope.
okay. So I guess I'm questioning how'd you come up with 50 grand? To
Well, the
produce that
budget
movie?
depends on the content.
Uh-huh.
There's above the line costs and there's below the line costs. Above the line is typically you're paying the producer, the director, and the stars. So that's usually your biggest budget
Mhm.
cost.
Okay.
How much are you going to pay a guy to do a movie that's going to take probably, 90 man hours of filming?
Right.
So you have to do all the math, and for this one, it typically runs about 50,000.
Ouch.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the bigger budget ones that I write, I mean, the sci-fis and the superhero ones,
Mhm.
that's all CGI and special effects, so the price goes through the roof. I've got movies that would probably cost about 100 million.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what would be one of the ones that you have that would probably cost that to produce?
One of the ones that's doing well in the screenplay competitions is The Silo. It's basically a riff on Snowpiercer. So,
Which is about a train going
with
through
a
time and
science
stuff,
fiction
right?
train that circles the earth in the frigid snow because global warming kicked in and the whole planet froze over. So the train is the last vestige of life on the planet.
Got it.
In
Okay.
this case, it's about a missile silo where the rich own the silo and the poor are trying to get in.
Oh, all right. Okay. Now, how many you have put out a bunch of full length movies?
I've written a bunch. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. I mean, as far as like going through, like the whole the award circuit. What do they call it? Film festivals?
Film festivals. Yeah.
Okay. So so we've talked about First Comes Death, and we've talked about The Silo.
Yep.
What are other ones that you have put out there?
Well, I've got a Western,
Okay.
just in case somebody wants a Western. Again, Westerns, you're looking at, you got to get the horses, you got to get the costumes, you got to get the set.
And
So
it's called Chris's Western?
it's called Gunslinger's Legacy.
Okay, I knew that.
Yep. It's a revenge
Yeah.
story. I've got other sci-fis out there.
Because then you'd have to rent a spaceship.
Right. Exactly. And the Avengers only come around every once in a while, and they charge a lot of money to rent their spaceships. I've got I've got dramas, straight out dramas, snow or airplane crashes in Alaska and how this girl has to fight to survive. I've got ones about the planet going sterile so that
Okay.
nobody's reproducing, and finally after 100 years a girl gets pregnant.
After how what?
After 100 years, girl gets pregnant.
Oh, okay. So she's 100 and she gets pregnant?
Yes, actually.
No.
Yeah.
It's the evolution of it all.
Okay, so the story goes that in one of these combined animal farming operations, a CAFO, it's what big farmers do now.
Okay.
They create a superbug, and the superbug wipes out the majority of the planet because it can't be treated with any kind of antibiotics or anything like that.
Yeah.
So half the planet dies. When they finally figure out a cure for it, you get the cure, but everybody becomes sterile, and they never age.
Oh.
So after 100 years, this teenage girl finally gets pregnant, and it's about how the bad guys are hunting her to experiment on her and find out why she's been able to get pregnant, and she's running with her boyfriend to try and get away.
I can see it now. The boyfriend, you ain't gonna get this. This is mine.
That ain't mine.
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Then I've got a King Arthur one.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Which one's that?
Arthur Here and Now.
Oh no, I didn't know about that one.
It's a riff on Mark Twain's Connecticut Yankee and King Arthur's Court. I flipped it. I brought King Arthur to present day and how he has to try and figure out a way to get back to Camelot.
Oh, okay. So is he arty?
Sure.
Why
He
not?
gets called Artie.
He does.
He does.
Does anybody have any questions for Ask Chris Anything? I mean, this is like we've never really gotten this deep into what you do.
Yeah.
We've talked about a couple things like, you've done this movie and I just posted this up on YouTube and stuff.
This
like
is who
that.
I am. This is what I do.
Yeah, but we've never gotten, we've never really kind of explored, exactly, like how long have you been doing this? How long have you been writing?
Well,
We've gotten serious about writing and actually putting scripts together.
Yeah. Okay. There's two different answers. I've been
Right.
writing all my life. I remember when I was a little kid going to a yard sale, and my mom was looking at all the toys to buy me, and I went straight for the typewriter, one of those old black Royal
Sure.
typewriters.
In fact,
Oh yeah, where
Yep.
the keys get jammed up when you hit too many of them, etc. And I got that, and I started writing that same day. Being serious about movie writing, probably about the last 5 years.
okay. So now the short films, are they basically like writing a short story?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
There's two different ways of looking at a short film. One is a snapshot in time, like we're doing right now. This could be a short story, but it doesn't really tell a story. There's no beginning, middle, or end. It's just a snapshot in time. And then there's the more traditional short stories, which are, you put a character up a tree, you throw rocks at him, and you get him out of the tree.
Yeah.
The 3-part story.
If you could, all right. So out of the short films that you've
Mhm.
produced so far, which one are you the most proud of? and which one do you think is the best? Now, what
Okay.
I mean by that, by best, I'm talking about entertainment value. Like someone's going to sit there and watch it and go, all right, that's really good.
Yep.
You know, I mean, because damn well, I mean, the best could be anything.
Mhm.
Because like, how many times do crappy movies win the Academy Awards?
Absolutely.
You know, they just are not. I don't even like the Academy Awards. I think they pick movies that are just not even entertaining at all.
Right.
But anyway, so what do you think?
Well, I think personally, Last American Vampire,
Okay.
which I did with Platinum Gear.
Mhm.
I think I'm most proud of that one because that was a huge undertaking. The script itself was 25 pages long. So, a short film that's 25 minutes long takes
Right,
25 hours to film, etc. And I really felt like that was a three-part play. It had the beginning, the middle, and the end. The one I'm personally most proud of is Natural Talent. And that's because Shane, the lead actor in that, did an amazing job at a monologue that I wrote.
Mhm.
And it was moving. It was about an autistic kid that has a natural talent for being an actor.
And nobody knew that until like the last few minutes of the movie.
Right, exactly.
Got it. I'm trying to think. I think the one that I watched them all.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of which one I like the best.
You always comment on the road.
Yeah, I think it was because of the type of story that it was.
Mhm.
You know, like somebody reflecting back on their life, or making somebody reflect back on,
Right.
what their choices, have been.
It's got the Christmas carols theme
At,
to it.
at the end of it, at the end of that movie, it was real. You know what I mean? See what had happened, as a result. So I did like that one.
Funny thing about that one, I wrote that script in 2 hours.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was for a 48-hour film festival.
Oh yeah. You said
So
that. That's
we
right, I
had to
remember.
bang it out, and all right, I'm just going to write something.
Yeah, that was good. Phil Michelle, who
Yep, it's
I don't-
phenomenal.
he's phenomenal. I don't know if many people remember Phil because he's kind of been out of the public eye for about 3-4 years now.
Yeah, well,
But-
he was also in
Excuse me.
what's the name of the movie? Camp Out. And he did a really great job in Camp Out.
Now that one, that was another one. I did like that,
Mm-hmm.
but the ending pissed me off. I'm gonna be honest.
Which is exactly what it was supposed to do.
Yeah, it did. So, oh hey Laura, good morning.
Hi, Laura.
Laura, the one person that will say hi today. No one will type in the keyboard. It's just 2 words, 2 letters. HI. Well, then 3 because you got to hit enter.
You got to hit the enter button. Yeah.
Because I'm really a believer that online services, they put fake people to make it look like actually people are there.
We've got 3,700 people listening to us this morning.
So anyway, going back, that it pissed me off. I mean, I liked it, and I'm like, and I love Phil, and I love what he does, and I'm going back. Okay, and then now they're talking about s'mores. Wait a minute, and then it's like, all right, I'll get my wallet, and then we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But
Watch Camp Out. It's on Outtake Pictures, YouTube.
Outtake Pictures, YouTube, get it. Grizzle Park and Rec Youth and Family Services. That could be anybody.
Hello.
That's probably Ryan.
No questions.
No questions for Ask Chris Anything.
I may
And-
not know the answer, but I'll be happy to make something up.
And we're giving them content this morning too to ask questions.
Right.
So we're not talking about, whether or not the frickin' borough is going to merge with the town.
Yeah. I saw that the meeting was canceled.
The borough meeting was.
Oh, okay.
They had an informational meeting the Board of Selectmen put out.
Okay. How many people attended?
I wasn't there because I was actually out with my daughter.
Right.
20 to 30, I heard.
Okay.
I heard about 20 to 30. So
What's the population of Griswold and Jewett City combined?
About 20 to 30.
So everybody showed up.
Everybody. 12, 13,000 maybe.
Okay. And 20 people showed up.
Yeah.
Not a big hot issue, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at something real quick.
So was it voted into a referendum?
Huh?
Was it voted in to have a referendum on it? Oh no, that was the
That's the field.
That's
the field. Oh God. Chris Ryan wants to know, will you make a documentary about Mike? And I'll tell you, no.
I've already written it.
Oh God, yeah, it's about 2 pages long. And at the end of the movie, I'm strangled to death by Paul Ash.
Okay. With headphone wire.
So anyway, let's just put that one to Paul was going to be here today. He was going to be here today.
Yep.
But then again, I was late.
Yep.
And then Paul went home. So, but if anybody's wondering, which I have gotten a lot of people that have asked,
Mm-hmm.
and Paul was going to be here today. So, and
No
but he
dad
went home.
joke today.
No. Well, I said to him, I said, well, we're here if you want to come back. He goes, you know what it's like with old people. Once we get back, we ain't going nowhere.
That's right.
I think I think if it was sunny out and a nice day, he may have.
Yeah, maybe.
Because it's not a gray day. Any info when Tarbox Road will open? I can ask somebody real quick.
Was that an Ask Chris Anything question?
You could. No, I don't think so. I think. Hey, Bob, I just want to let you know, we don't do a lot of local news anymore, and you know the reason is because you've got all these local social media boards. You know, soon as somebody sees something,
It gets posted.
they post it. You know, within whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent. And a lot of that is opinion, but it's hard. It's hard for us to put, or anybody. You know, you can be like other stations and just copy and paste things all day long and put them up on Facebook, but to me that's just overkill,
right?
So but I will do right now, Bob, is I will reach out to somebody that I think would know the answer to that.
Why was Tarbox Road closed?
I don't know.
Okay.
Hold on. Any idea when Tarbox Road will open? So I just kind of put that out there. Let's see if we can get an answer to that.
Okay.
So stay tuned, Bob.
I know half of Aspenook was closed for quite a while.
Oh.
Yeah, they were doing something over there. I never ventured forth to see what it was, but there were trucks with rocks and all kinds of stuff.
I think they're finally starting to do something with that land over there. Is what I think.
Is there any new news from the town as far as new businesses coming in or anything along those lines?
No, not that I know of. Larry's talking about the water. So the water main project, that's what's going on down in Aspenook, Larry. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, okay.
See, this is what I'm talking about. It's like, it's better because, like some people just want to put information out there. Somebody, they just want their 15 minutes of fame because like something will go on, like something that's newsworthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they'll be in Griswold now. And next thing you know, 20 people post the same thing.
Yep.
Instead of actually looking to see if somebody else did it first, they clog the whole board up with the same thing 20 times over.
And don't forget those 3 people that take that post personally.
Yeah, they get mad. That was my post. Who cares? So I kind of got away from that.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just doing local sports.
Yeah.
We'll do some things like we'll talk about the field project and we'll talk about, the borough
Merge.
possible merge. I think that's dying a slow death right now as we speak, by the way, because of the meeting that was had by the Board of Selectmen a couple of nights ago.
Mhm. Was
It-
there a lot of dissension?
well, nobody wanted it to begin with. It seemed like
Okay.
even the Board of Selectmen was split. It was 2-1 to go forward. With investigation of merging the municipalities.
Mhm. Just out of curiosity, was that 2-1 party line?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
So it was the first selectman and the second selectman that voted yes, and the third selectman voted no.
Okay.
I watched the live stream or the video after it was posted, and it just didn't seem like there were any answers to
Right.
any questions at all. There were no. I couldn't. I watched it twice,
Okay.
and I couldn't get any reason why this should happen and why we are spending this time doing it. And I think Larry just says the lack of information was apparent and frustrating.
Okay.
There really wasn't there wasn't any meat to it, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There was nothing going on. I don't know. It just wasn't there. I for a project that the town apparently wants to put through. You think they would have known more.
Yeah.
As far as numbers and stuff, but everybody asked really good questions, and it's like there were no answers.
I guess the biggest question is why. Well,
Yeah.
yep. Why
Yeah.
do we want to do this? Is it going to benefit the town? Is it going to redraw the party lines? Why?
I think what they're trying to say is the reasons are budgetary.
Okay.
As far as where the money goes, and I don't see that.
Why pay for two governments when you can only?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that because you live in the borough, as
Mhm.
do I,
Right.
that we get our own tax bill, from the borough,
Mhm.
which Griswold townspeople do not.
Right.
But y'all have to pay EverSource.
And your power goes out.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Just out of
I'm trying to look at the.
Just out of curiosity,
yeah.
when is the next election cycle for the town?
Well, November.
November. This coming in November?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The borough, though, they have their own election, which is the beginning of May.
Okay.
So, and that's coming up this year too. And I don't think you're going to see anything different. I think everything's going to remain the same. I'm assuming that is Court Kinney there.
Hi, Court.
Well, we don't know. I still think we should come up for Cortland Kinney. We should have a show at night called Night Court. Yeah, that's what I think. He says it was a 2-1 vote to send a resolution to the state not to gather more information. In the borough election, yes, is in May.
Okay.
Here's a question. Does SNSN have plans to live stream the cheerleaders competition in early February at Griswold High School? Are you talking about Wolverine Pride? Is that the one we're talking about? Because you and I did it.
Yeah. A couple of years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the story about that. So Bob, last year we wanted to go ahead and stream it. We had reached out to the powers that be that we wanted to go ahead and stream it and put it online. We had people that were expert commentators in in the area of cheerleading in the area, it would have been a good production.
Right.
We did that a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We had some people that were, experts in the field.
Right.
And then we got some feedback from the Griswold coaches, not the administration, but
Cheerleading
the cheerleading coaches
Mm-hmm.
saying that if we were to stream the event, then that would damage ticket sales,
Uh-huh.
which I went ahead and said, no, it won't. I said, A, it'll either make them better, or number two, it'll stay the same, but it won't make them worse. Because, Chris, honestly, if one of your boys is a cheerleader,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to go.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go. So there's that. Do we want to do it? We always want to do that. Larry, good question. Would you have plans to broadcast other local teams for parents that can't attend games such as the tech schools? Larry, there's always a shot at going ahead and broadcasting tech school games, or any school, that wants us. Here's the problem. And who's gonna sponsor it? Are the parents going to go ahead and do that? Because I think a lot of people have the idea that I'm independently wealthy and I just sit here and I just go from school to school, out of the goodness of my own grinchy little heart.
You don't do all this
But
for free?
No, never have.
You need to earn an income?
Huh?
You need to earn an income?
Yeah. And what I hear mostly is like, no, we're not going to do that. Oh, I just got a lot of feedback
Mm-hmm.
from a parent about a sport, like,
Yep.
why were we not doing this? And I was upfront,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, because there's no support for it.
Right.
There, and it's not that we don't want to.
Right.
It's that there is no support.
There's
And
support on the parent side that they want it, but there's no support
Yeah.
from the community to cover the expense of it.
Exactly. Now, Ryan Aubin just put something up, which is true, is that Youth and Family Services, the rec department, has hired us to do all the rec games.
Right.
So, are we going to do that? Yes. Are we going to continue to do youth football? Yes. Are we going to pick up more towns for youth football? Yes. But that's because there's support for it. Would I love to just go do, for example, Norwich Tech,
Right.
or the Thames Valley Crusaders. We wanted to do a couple of those games, but the problem is nobody wanted to pay for it.
Right.
So there wasn't anything we could do about it. So, and then you get feedback from, like parents sometimes, like, well, you should just go and do it. And I'm like, why should I?
Yeah.
If I'm going to watch a movie with with my daughter, and have just spend some time with her, or go do a movie, or go do a game because somebody said I should.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. So you got to look at it.
Yeah. You shouldn't be asked to do it just because you have the equipment.
That happens a lot.
Yeah.
Or some people think that, and I don't know if it's because I don't even think it's entitlement. I think it's people just think that's what I do.
Right.
And so I don't just sit there and go, well, who's going to pay for it? No, I don't. I try to explain to them, this is what's got to happen, because I think people think that we just show up with a camera,
Right.
and it's just like a high school kid, or
They think it's a news event. It's not. It's a sporting event.
that's probably the best way.
If there's a car crash out on Main Street, yeah, you're probably going to bring your camera and you're going to post something
Right.
about it. That's a news event. But if they're having a 5K down the middle of Main Street, not necessarily going to cover it.
All right. So I just got Bob, if you're still there, I got an answer to your question. And the answer to you about
Tarbox Road.
Tarbox Road, and it's, I guess, 2000 or 2023, but that person's going to ask somebody by the name of Chris Lipke from Canterbury to find out. So we're trying to get an answer there. But the person that I messaged actually is in a meeting and actually broke themselves away to give me that piece of info. So I hope that helps. I know it's kind of like, sometime in 2023. Well,
Yeah. This is January.
It's January. So anyway, but getting back to the streaming and stuff, yeah, I would love to, to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely would, but it's hard, Oh, hello, James.
Hello,
How are
James. Jimmy
Good.
in the house.
Jimmy, what's up? Did you flip the chair? Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, Kate came in this morning, and the chair wasn't. I'm like, why?
Why would you think I would have been the one that flipped it?
I just had a feeling it was you.
I walk in this building, the building's wide open, there's a soul in it. So I said, Jesus, this is a good place to come in.
How many laptops did you leave with?
Grab a radio station and a property management company.
There you go.
I don't know why the door was unlocked. I don't know. It was before I got here.
Yeah, the bottom door. It was
The outside
unlocked.
door?
Yeah.
There was nobody here when I came in. The door wasn't locked.
Safety first.
I was here after 8:30.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Paul said you were here. Paul Lash.
How did he know?
Well, that's weird because he said you left.
Maybe he saw you driving away.
Possibly.
I don't know.
What's Paul Lash doing?
Oh no, he was going to come back today. He was going to come back today, and then we came here, and he left because I don't think he thought I was coming. And then he goes, "You know how old people are." He goes, "We get home, that's it. We're staying there." Yeah, that's why it was kind of like, oh, yeah, come on over. Unless you don't want to participate. Unless you just want to be part of the studio audience. No, come on, this one here. Flip the chair over. You're good at that.
I usually sit on my own private chair, but
That is your chair.
That seemed to get relegated to the back world there.
Well, you can move it anytime you want to. Anytime you're here, you can just move it over. Jim does have his own personal chair. You see, it's right on the other. It's right over Chris's shoulder.
Oh, I rebuilt it so somebody didn't get killed in it.
So we're talking about some people had asked. Well, there've been we're talking about the borough and the town, the possibility of the merger. We were actually talking about Chris and his movie career, and then we had a couple of other questions like this that we decided to go ahead and attack. Do you know anything additional about the merger or the possibility of it? I think it's done. I think it's a done deal.
You think it's a done deal?
No, I mean over.
Oh,
It's not happening.
I don't think it'll happen either. But
Yeah.
they've tried it 2 or 3 times. What the last time was? What 92 or something before
91, yeah.
91 before I even came to Connecticut. So yeah.
That was back when I guess the borough was in receivership. I guess it was pretty much bankrupt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they're not anymore.
No.
But I don't know. I just don't think it's going to happen at all. I think at the last informational meeting, which is available up on the Board of Selectmen page or the town page.
Yeah.
On Facebook.
I think the more important question concerning Jewett City is when is the town going to see its first pot store?
I mean, I'm sure I voted on the question because I typically vote on everything. And, but I've heard some rumblings recently about that. The question on the pot store was not clear. And if you voted yes, you meant no. And if you voted no, you meant yes. Was there any truth to that, or is that just garbage?
It was kind of vague.
Okay.
The question was,
Mhm.
I had heard, and I can't back this up, is that that was the way the town attorney had worded it.
Well, get an attorney
trust a
involved.
lawyer.
I can't validate that statement, but that I've heard that 2 or 3 times actually
Mhm.
to kind of possibly throw people off the scent a little bit. But I think,
Open government, huh?
yeah. But I think if you read it more than once, I think you figured it out. You know what it was.
But you shouldn't have to. It should be.
No.
It should be clear because some of us are not that proficient with the English
The question
language,
should
such
be,
as me.
should there be a pot store? Yes or no?
Yeah,
End of story.
exactly. That's pretty simple, isn't it?
Yes.
Even I could answer that one.
Yes. Me too. I could. Okay. I say yes, and the reason why is like, okay, well, why shouldn't we have a cut of the money? People are going to smoke pot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're going to smoke it. There's nothing you can do. People are doing it on the street now, and they're walking down the road, because it's legal now.
Right.
You can do it.
Well, all kinds of people will go into Massachusetts once a week or once a month to get their pot.
Yeah.
Mhm. And that's excluding the medical marijuana people.
Yeah.
Larry says they also didn't inform the public about the amount of money that will be given on the sales of that stuff either. But here's what I don't understand is that you can walk down the street smoking a doob,
Smoking a what?
or a marijuana cigarette.
All right. See, I'm not familiar with the
joint.
terminology. Yeah, I would have got that one.
Okay.
So, but you can't walk down the street with a fifth of rum. That's public drinking, and you can't do that. But you can smoke pot.
What if that fifth of rum is in a brown paper bag?
I still don't think it's still public drinking and public drunkenness or something. I don't know.
The burden
I don't
of
know
proof then becomes important.
that. Yeah.
Is that a fifth of rum? Because if the
Well,
cops,
I just meant anything. I was just saying a fifth of, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. But I mean, I didn't mean like, as far as like the quantity. It's just that maybe it was a Coke can.
well,
you know,
obviously we allow the drinking of nips because the bottles are everywhere.
I don't think it's allowed. I think people just do it.
Ah,
What do you think, Jim? Is that
Which part of the
the
question?
nips? The nips. People just do it. I don't think it's.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why you're going to buy a nip to begin with. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how much it costs. But I mean, if you're gonna be a drinker, why don't you just go buy a pint or a fifth or a quart,
Yeah.
or half gallon? I mean, why are you going to spend $100 for the same equivalent you could buy for $25?
you put it in one of those camel backpacks with the straw. And
Yeah.
Because I think it may be people that don't have that right now, but they have $2 that they could go ahead and get that. It's just my thought. Like they don't have
But-
$30 today, so they could go buy a bottle.
No, but in all probability, they got a $500 or $1,000 cell phone.
That was given to them by the town. I mean, by the state, excuse me.
Whatever.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't anything that it was benefited to them. That's what I think.
I have no data on that, so I can't really.
I don't have data, but I know of instances.
Yeah.
Facebook user, which I believe is Court. It's
Hey,
like,
Court.
it's you know what it is? It's like the masked commenter.
Yeah.
Facebook user. Da, 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 da. Under that mask is mild-mannered farmer Court Kinney. He says the town. The question was written by the town attorney to reflect the language in the statute. I get that, but still,
Make it so people understand.
yeah. I mean, average Jim and average Mike and average Chris. Sometimes that kind of trips us up,
That'd be one hell of a low average, huh?
huh?
That'd be one hell of a low average.
Is
Jim.
it like golf? Lowest score wins.
Yeah.
Good morning, Court.
Assuming that is you, Court Kinney. Larry says they should also have given the facts about the money involved in that store as well. I'm thinking he's talking about the marijuana
store.
store.
You know, one of the problems though that was concerning me at that time is who's going to get the license. Okay, that license is worth a ton of money. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you and I or Chris ever have a chance of getting something like that?
No.
Because we don't know anybody.
Right.
All right.
Looking at the 9 stores in Connecticut as of right now that have those licenses, it's bigger. It's not individuals; it's corporations.
And that's another problem.
Right.
I mean, I never can recall the name of the law that was done away with under Clinton and the Republican Congress, which basically prevented all of this conglomeration that we now have.
Yeah.
Okay. And that has hurt all of us as individuals because that you don't have the competition
Right.
that we had before. Okay. There's a very, very interesting court case, and I'm not going into it other than just mentioning its name at the moment. And that's the Brunton brothers. And that, well, like I said, I'm not going into it at this point. If you want information, look up the Brunton brothers. What is it? 2380 is the Supreme Court case number, I think. I'm not absolutely sure. And I don't have much use for the court system any longer, and no longer have much use for the Supreme Court system either. They've passed on it at this particular point. But the
Sarbanes-Oxley,
huh?
Sarbanes-Oxley.
No, it's to do with Congress when they had complaints, and most of these cases have been thrown out, but this case is coming from a totally different direction. And when like I said, I didn't want to get into it yet.
All right,
Okay,
moving on.
that's fine. Moving on.
Yeah.
Larry did say, because you know damn well it's going to be $1 million company. If there's a marijuana shop that comes to town.
Yep. And why should it be?
Why shouldn't it be?
Why shouldn't it be?
What? Yeah. Why should it be?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Why should it be $1 million company?
No, why shouldn't it? Why should it be $1 million company? It shouldn't be. It should be open.
Do you think maybe they're trying to prevent?
I mean, I think anybody that's going to do it
some
should have.
nefarious type of operations.
Well, I wouldn't put it past most corporations at this point. So
Right, but I'm just saying, instead of let's say the three of us,
Yeah.
Go ahead and we have a triumvirate, and we're going to go ahead and create a corporation, called we'll just call it Paul's Pot Farm.
Okay.
It's whatever it is.
Yeah.
Taylor Hill, Jewett City.
Taylor Swift, Jewett City. But do you think we would get that license?
no, I don't.
No. Why?
But why not? Why shouldn't we have an equal opportunity at it?
Right. But we won't because they put the licensing so high.
Because
You need so much money to do this.
Because money.
And that's what I said about the whole pot business right from the get-go. It has little to do about public health, okay, and mostly to do about money, as everything has today.
It all comes down to money and power.
Yeah. Well, look about public health. Guess what? Masks are coming back, kids.
Not to this kid, they aren't.
They're coming back.
Yeah.
Apparently.
We'll see.
So we'll see. So, all right. I don't know. I agree. I think everybody should have an opportunity to, have that type of business or any kind of business, but
Yeah. I mean,
put it out of reach.
everybody's screaming about equal opportunities, and I believe everybody should have equal opportunities throughout life, but that doesn't mean equal results.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to own a Tesla.
Yeah.
Because I have driven them and I think they're fun. And I'm not going to give any kind of other reasons because I don't care. I think that it's a fun car. It really is. And there's a lot of interesting doodads to it. And I can't afford a Tesla. It's kind of like this.
Yeah. See, I come from the old school. If you look at what I drive, you'd wonder if I had two nickels to rub together.
No, but my point is that what I want and what I like and what I'm going to actually do are totally different things.
Yeah. I mean, I always wanted a 57 Chevy. All right. Classic car.
67 Volkswagen. That was
Okay. I didn't mean 67. I meant a 57
No,
Chevy.
I said I wanted a 67 Volkswagen Cabriolet.
57 Chevy. Okay. And I used to want a Corvette. All right. My family is on my ass all the time. Why don't you just go buy it, Dad? Why don't you just go buy it?
Yeah.
I can't do it, if it makes any sense. And a Corvette to me at this point at my age, guys, it would take me 20 minutes to get in and out of it.
Yeah. Me too. Yeah. All right. We're going to call it quits. It was a wonderful Friday. Now it's time for breakfast time.
It's breakfast.
Guys, thanks for coming on board with us today. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day and have a great and safe weekend. And we'll see you around right here at SNSN.
Bye.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy. Finding the right check